I need more yeses. Wow, seriously. Thank you, Ms. Akinka. I totally forget that. All right, so I need more yeses. I need more yeses. Welcome again to the Wake Up Call webinar for those that are just joining us. My name is Abdullateef Adedeji, the Flip Classroom Expert, and I'm going to be introducing myself in a minute. But before then, I want us to quickly do something. Nothing was sent to you. Maybe did you just register? Probably you just register, and even if you just register maybe today, but those that even register yesterday is going to get the link. It's a YouTube video actually. It's a 15-minute video. Okay, so now let's just get going. I can see that we have a lot of people that watched the video here. So let's start with this. So we're going to start with. So you have watched the video. What do you learn from the video? What can you take? So in 1 minute, I just want maybe 3 or 4 persons, at least 4 persons, to just unmute their mic and tell me what they actually learned from the video or what they pick away from the video. So who's going to do that for us? I've seen some yeses earlier. So please, if you want to do that, just raise your hand and you'll be on mute. You'll be asked to unmute. Let's do it quick because of our time. Welcome everybody.
You can raise your electronic hand if you want to
Yes,
talk.
you can use your, okay, so Miss Ekpo, let me just say Mrs. Harrison can go ahead. Mrs. Harrison, you can go ahead. You can unmute yourself and talk. Okay. You can unmute. They should be able to unmute themselves, right? Okay, so I've asked you to unmute. Please unmute. Okay. Yes, please, you can unmute. Any other person? I don't know. She's not able to unmute herself. So, Mrs. Harrison, if you can hear me, just please unmute and then you can talk. Who else is here that watched the video that would like to share with us what they learned from the video? This is very, very important. If you don't finish this, you're not going to move away from this place. We're not going to move to the next thing. So please, let's respond.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening,
Okay,
Coach.
good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I actually watched the video.
All
And
right, sir.
it talks about modern ways of doing things. The reason why we need to wake up. We need to wake up in order for the learners we are teaching now to be able to cope. Hello?
Yes, you can go ahead, sir. You can go ahead. I
Yes,
can
to
hear
be
you
able to
clearly.
cope with the challenges of life. He also said in that video that the job they are going to do, it has not even been created. It's not even available. Gone are the days when we also had, this impression that that the best student in the class has the best opportunity to, to be successful in life. Things are no longer like that. I think the peak of the lesson I picked from that video is that there's difference between reality and what is being taught in class. That we should build their creative mentality, and we should empower them to have better creative ways of doing things. I think that's from my own side. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know, can Mrs. Harrison unmute now? Can you try to unmute?
All right, can you hear me now? Actually,
Yes,
Mr.
okay,
Harrison.
it's Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
No
sorry, Mr.
problem.
Harrison. So you
No
can go ahead,
problem.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're welcome,
From
sir.
my own angle, I think what I can take, I took out from that short video is that we need to unlearn the ways we've been used to as teachers, that there are new angles to teaching that we need to adapt now. I think that is what really steer my interest in this particular webinar. Just like the last speaker said, the modern times, things have drastically changed. There seems to be a shift from the norm to what I would say the unknown right now, because it seems that the results yesterday, as a result of previous, methodology, is no longer working today. So that's what I'm taking out of this, that there is need for teachers, educators to be ready to unlearn what they've known before, their approach or approaches to teaching, to a whole new approach. That's what I took from that.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I really love that. I really love where the conversation is going, that we need to unlearn the way we have been teaching, and that as Mr. Lawal said earlier, that the way we're teaching, there's difference between reality, what is going on in the world, and what we're doing in the classroom. I also have another this thing here. From the video, we were told to think out of the box and change. I'm coming. Okay, change the olden days method of assessing success or performance. Amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. Obiale. Do we have any other person, one more person that would like to, one or two more person, I can take two person that would like to say something to that? You watch the video and you want to tell us what you learned from the video. You never know. Don't be, we are teachers here, so we can't afford to be shy. Are we shy? All right. Anybody that want to talk? Okay, Mr. Victor, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Mr. Victor.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this webinar. I really appreciate. Actually, what I wanted to say, the first two speakers they've already mentioned. But another thing that I also picked from the video is that in this present generation, things have changed. The way it was before is not exactly the same way it is now, and then teachers need to adopt new way of assessing students, not the traditional way of that we have been doing it. So that's one more aspect that I picked from the video, that students of today's, learners of today's, they've changed completely from the way it was in the olden days. So we also need to transform our classroom into the present generation. Now that we have digital tools and everything, so we need to also shift towards the direction of present generation.
Amazing. All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really love the way the conversation is going. Thank you so much. We need to change the direction of how we teach. We need to also change how we assess our learners. Can I take one more person? I would prefer to take a for gender balance. Yes, I want to take what is it called? A lady. I want someone, so it's not be like it's only the men. And guess what? Even as teachers, we have more female teachers than male teachers. Yes. So why is it the only male teachers that are talking here? Are we not here? Ladies, are we not here? Okay, I can see someone that's
Hello, good evening.
unmuted. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mario. Welcome, ma.
Yes, thanks for the meeting, sir.
Welcome.
Actually, the webinar video that was sent, I actually had a takeaway from the video, and it is that teachers needs to wake up, and we need to change. We need to make change. Yes, we need to change everything about us. Our methodology, our personality, everything about us needs to change for good. If we really want to stand firm and we really want to be relevant in the field. That's actually my takeaway. And I think this is very important because as teachers, we need to learn on daily basis. We need to unlearn certain skills, and we need to even relearn some other skills which will help us in the future. Thank you, sir.
All right, Ma. Thank you so much for that contribution. Thank you so much. I'm so excited that we have a majority of people that watch the video and we're able to share what you have learned from it. You may not really see the importance of why the video was shared to you and why we are I'm asking everybody to do this before we even get started with the session. But along the line, you're going to see why, because this is what our platform is going to be. But then let's leave it at that. I'm still going to come back to explain. So thank you so much, everyone. We're just going to like get right into it now. Thank you so much. I've said that we all agree to the fact that teachers need to wake up, that the way we are taught is not enough to teach our students, that we need to unlearn some certain skills, that we need to like rethink the way we teach. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. This webinar, if you're watching the replay or if you're here live, the webinar is meant to wake you up. It's meant to show you that enough is enough, that we need to stop teaching the way we teach. We need to stop, what's it called? Let me start with this quote that said, if students are not learning the way we teach, then we should teach the way they learn. And that is what we need to wake up to. That is not just about covering syllabus, it's just about that students are scoring 100 over 100. And let me even give this preamble. Okay, let me just go there. Let's get right into it because of our time. All right, so why does this webinar matters? Why did this webinar matter in the first place? Number one, the world is changing fast. And you see that most of the things I'm going to be talking about here, one or two questions, but I've said it before. Okay, so the world is changing fast, and education cannot afford to stay behind. We cannot. Education cannot afford to stay behind. And because education cannot afford to stay behind, we educators, we cannot afford to stay behind too. Students are evolving, but our teaching models are stuck in the past. Students are changing every day. See, the way we were brought up as children is not the way this particular set of students are being brought up. So there's this saying that say, uh, I want to remember this. There's this particular saying that is it unexpected times require unexpected measures, something like that. So, but the idea is that if things change, then we must change too. Okay, we must change. Another thing is that it is time for a complete shift, not just in what's it called, in mind, not just in the way we teach, but it starts from our mindset, our method, and our mission. These three things is very, very important. We must first change the way we see teaching itself, the way we see ourselves as teachers. We must change the way we teach. The method is the how we teach. And then we must change the why. The why is our mission. Why do we teach in the first? We must know our role as teachers. That our role is not just to come to the class and teach mathematics. We are teaching something bigger than mathematics. All right. And lastly, which I believe you already know already, this is not just a webinar. This is a movement. It's a call. It's a revolution. It's a movement. It's a call to educators who are tired of doing the same thing, who are ready to change the way they teach so that their learner can be empowered and equipped to thrive in this century. So let's get right into it. Let's continue. So first, who am I? Who is Abdullateef Adedeji? My name is Abdullateef Adedeji. For those who are just meeting me the first time, I'm the flipped classroom expert. I train schools and teachers on how to effectively implement the flipped classroom. I've had the opportunity of being featured on TV 3 times. TV to talk about the flipped classroom, another time on Kaftan TV to talk about educational technology or the visual materials, and then also have the opportunity of being featured on the New Central African TV on January 24, 2023. That's where I spoke alongside two professors on what's it called? To mark the International Day of Education in 2023. So I've been, what's it called? Why am I saying this? It's to let you know that number one, this thing don't just start today. We've been doing this a long time. And then it's not just something we do in our local room. Okay, it's not just something that you do in the local room. It's something that people imagine for someone to invite someone to come and talk on TV. It means that you know what you're talking about. Okay, also, I've also been able to train over 2,000 teachers in USA, Cameroon, Kenya, and across Nigeria. It's very rare for you to mention a state where we have not trained teachers. And we are here on the record. So let's quickly do it now. Let's quickly do this very important thing. We are 28 on this place now. I am currently joining from Ekiti right now. You can even see the background of my this thing is Oye Ekiti. You can see it here. Okay, but then so I want you to just please put down the city you're joining from or the state you're joining from. Just put it down. Just put it down. Let's see who even have the highest what was it called here? Who has the highest? which state is being represented the most here. Let's say it. All right, so I'm waiting for that. Also, in 2022, 2023, I was, what's it called, recognized as, I was given the Exceptional Educator Award. Okay, I can see Lagos State. Come on, Lagos, we playing too. Lagos. Okay, and also in 2024, I was awarded a Thought Leadership Award by the Graduate Association of Muslim, yes, Graduate Muslim Association in, what was it called, in Unilag. All right, so that's just it about me. But then all these things may not really make much. Let me just show you a pictorial presentation of all of these things that I've been saying here. All right, so this is me. All right, so you can see the picture I'm showing here. This is I don't know if you can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor? I want to know if you can see my cursor.
No.
Okay.
We
All right,
can't see
so
your
I'm
cursor.
sorry. Okay. Imagine. I can't even find the, what's it called, the annotation. Oh, I'd love to do this. All right. So you can see the picture that is showing on my screen. You see the one on blue. That was the first time what's it called? On Kaftan TV talk about flipped classroom. The beside one, that's Village Square Africa at New Central TV in their office in Victoria Island. This is me here. This is my picture here. These are the awards I've gotten, and then these are the schools I've trained. These are just some of the schools I've trained, and then this is when I was getting the award. By just for those of us that are Muslim, or what's it called, I graduated from maybe Lagos here, or what was it called? Sorry, graduated from Lagos, part of the MSSN. You will know this person. This is Mr. Taiwo Kuye. Okay, and then this is when I was invited to Kano to train intercontinental school teachers. That's the picture we took. All right, so that's just me. Now let's get right into it. Why we are here and what we're going to be gaining today. So what are you going to gain today? Number one, you're going to gain clarity on what is broken in education. I'm going to get a proven and African-ready solution to teaching overload, practical strategies to imagine your classroom, and a clear path to becoming a future-ready, well-paid educator. So are we ready? Are we ready, please? Are we ready for what we're going to be doing today? If you're ready, just comment yes. Comment yes. We're teachers. We love, all of us as teachers, we love engaged class, a class where everything is just buzzing with energy, where you know that, oh, this is my student, they are with me and I'm with them. So please, if you are ready, yeah, I can see yes, that's great, I can see yes. So please, let's do this together. You know, there's a way you teach when your students give you energy, you give them energy and they give you the same energy back. So let's give ourselves that same energy. I love it. I'm seeing a lot of yes. So the world has changed, but unfortunately, our teaching hasn't. Our teaching is still focused on exams and content delivery. This is a very big issue. We are still very focused on exam and content delivery. Exam is very important. In education, you can't take away assessment. You cannot take away what? Assessment out of education. But the question is that assessment is meant to do something. Assessment is not the ultimate goal of teaching. That's why if you teach your student today and all of the students score 90 or 100, they're going to celebrate you as the best teacher in that particular school. That is not the goal of education, trust me. That's just a measurement of how much they are able to recall, of how obedient they are. Okay, and let me say this so that it's not going to be that, okay, because I'm talking here, so I'm just, let me tell you something about me that many people might not know. So I finished school last year, finished from university last year. I studied mathematics education. Before then, I had my NCE, where I studied computer science and mathematics, okay, in an NCE. But then what I want to tell you is that last year I graduated as the overall best graduate student of my school. And I think I mentioned that in the webinar video, you watched that. I graduated with a record breaking, that's the highest score I've ever seen, 4.91. Okay. So when I'm saying, talking about grade, it's not that I'm trying to diminish what's it called, grade, or saying that they're not important. You know, there are people that will come and tell you something is not good or diminish the importance of something because they don't have it. That's not me. If you're talking about grade, I have it. I pass. While I was in school, I have more than 90% of my destiny are A's. Okay, and that's why I can get it as a viral best graduate student. But what I'm saying is that it is no longer enough. none of the course I took in my class, what was it called? None of the course I took when I was in school make me to be here. There are a lot of experience I had. I won't take that away that I had. I mean, not score now. There is a lot of experience. You have to do a lot of presentation, a lot of those things. They shape me, they help me to be what I am today. But it is not scoring A in a particular course that make me to stand in front of a laptop today and be talking to you. All right. So I'm just telling you that it's not just about exam and content delivering. Our students, especially this one that we have now, they are raised on YouTube, AI, and TikTok. And who do that? We are the one. If you are busy today, if you are, thank God we are all teachers, but also we're also parents. If you are very busy today and you need to do something that you need to focus, what do? You give your children a phone, your phone to do. You go to YouTube and play cartoon for them or play all these things for them. Or some of them will just go on Facebook and start watching all the short video. That is how they are raised. Okay, the traditional classroom that we are used to, that we pass through, is not designed for this generation. Trust me, it is not. I know you agree with me. It's just that we may not have like come together to have this discussion, but this is the fact. Okay, our education is still running on an operating system from 30 years ago. In fact, further than that. And this is why things must change, because the world has changed. A lot of things are changing. And if we want things to be different, then our teaching must change. This is not even just about our students. It's not just about them. It's also about us. Because you will see a lot of things that go out in the world and then they will start, what's it called? Rubbishing the importance of education, calling education scam. And then someone will come out and say, master students should come and should bring application, all of those things. And then when everything goes, when they do WAEC, they do everything, anything happen in the country, all the blame is still coming back to teachers. So even if you're a teacher, they don't see you as anything. If you see a doctor outside, you can see the impact of a doctor. You can know that, hey, when I'm sick, a doctor saved my life. A teacher is the one that built that particular doctor, is the one that trained that particular doctor. But they don't see our own impact out there. Our impact is there, it will always be there, but they don't recognize it, or let me say they don't acknowledge it. And that is why we must rethink the way we teach. That's just one of the reasons. There are still a lot. Okay, so we must know that today's students, they learn differently. They want flexibility, they want creativity, they want relevance. Okay, let me quickly explain these three things. Flexibility is that they don't like, this is the way we have been doing it. See, you're dealing with Gen Z. I think I'll still have a webinar on that, where it's going to be, or maybe I'm just going to record a separate video for a select set of people where we're just going to talk about teaching the Gen Z. Because before you can teach, even God that created us, that we are worshiping, say something that you must know him before you worship him. That is the same thing. You must know your learners before you can be able to teach them effectively. So they want flexibility. We must know. These people, I think I'm not, I should be part of Gen Z too, I don't know. But the idea is that we are not the type of person that wants to stay in one place, just keep doing one boring thing all over and over again. We want flexibility, we want spice, we want varieties, we want creativity, we want to be able to do things out of the box, out of the blues. And then more importantly, we want relevance. We ask the question why. We have gone from the generation, thank God, again, I'll keep using, because the classroom and the home is very the same. And most of us that are here are either both. I believe most of us are going to be both teacher and parents. You realize that the way you are taught, I was talking with someone recently and we're talking about African mothers. Sorry if you don't like that word, but that's just what it is. If you are in a place, you are at home and you have a visitor, and your mom just look at it like this, you don't need to ask anything. You already know what she's trying to communicate. In this world, in this time, if you do that, some of the child will feel like, Mommy, are you okay? What's wrong with your eye? Are you fine? That is it. Like the things that during our own time, if they tell you to go and do it, you don't question them, you don't ask them why, you just go and do it immediately. If you do this for these people, they're going to ask you, why? Why should I do it? Why should I take this thing? Why should I do it this way? That's it. They demand relevance. They're asking why. Okay, they are tech savvy. These guys are digital citizen. You're not digital immigrant like we are the one that have to adapt to technology. They are born into a tech world, and they are visual learners. They want to see what you're teaching. They want to see it. They want to see that thing going on that you're teaching. They want to see. They want to be able to visualize it, and they also want highly interactive class. They're very interactive. They don't just want to sit down and feel like you are the boss. They don't like that aura of, oh, this person is the overall boss over me. It's like, let's work together. Let's see how we can do this together. That's what they want, and we must know them so that we can be able to teach them well. Again, they expect autonomy, engagement, not passive instruction. These are the students. This is the way our students learn in this world. They expect autonomy. They need to. They want to feel like they have a responsibility. Yeah, they will even bring water for you to wash your face. Yes, the students need to feel some kind of authority. They want to feel like they have some kind of authority on the way they learn. They want to be able to have some decision. They want to be able to make some decision on how they learn. They want to be able to engage with you in class, not just sit down and listen to whatever you're doing. All right. So, and this is why we must know that if we teach the way we taught, we are preparing them for a world that no longer exists. That's what we are doing. If you teach your students the way you are taught, the word that we, even a lot of, most of us now, we have to adapt. We have to change. We have to unlearn some of the things we were taught then, and we learn things that are, and learn things that are going to make us sustain, that make us remain relevant in this world. So if we are not teaching them the same way we were taught, that means we are preparing them for a world that no longer exists. And that's not going to be good. That's not going to help anybody. So what does the world demands now? What do the world demands now? The world demand, the 21st century workplace wants some skills. They need some skills. They don't just need students to pass exam. Exam is very important. Okay. When you go to anywhere, there are some companies that they won't, no matter how good you are, unless if you are on rare cases, they won't accept, they won't employ you if you're not a first class student. But then the thing is that the grade is going to get you inside the office. What is going to sustain you are these skills that we're going to be talking about now. What's going to make sure, that's why you can see you get a job today, and then the next 1 month they can't find you. And that's why interviews are always very, very important, because your CV can tell a lot of things about you. Your CV can tell, oh, you have this certificate, you have all those things, but you start having an interview, these are the skills that are going to come up there. They ask you, you are on interview, and they ask how you're going to solve this particular problem, and then you're looking at them. They feel like, how do you even get the certificate in the first place? How do you come up with a first class? You know, the way you meet people, they tell you you finish with first class, and then you start wondering, how do you do it? Okay, so what are the skills the 21st century workplace wants from our students that we as teachers we must know as our responsibility to prepare them and make sure that they are equipped with these skills? Number one, critical thinking. Critical thinking. See, the world we are right now, if you cannot think critically, you're going nowhere. You have to be able to think critically. And this also combined with, let me see if it's here, is combined with creativity. Yes. Critical thinking and creativity. Number one, being able to think out of the box, that's creativity. Critical thinking is that you have a lot of options, you have a lot of information. This, especially this time around, where our students are bombarded with information, there's information overload. There's nothing you want to do in this world. If you search on Google, you're not going to see a lot of information. You're going to see some, some people will say 1 + 1 = 2. Another person will say 1 + 1 = 3. Another person will say 1 + 1 = 4. There are just a lot of information. If our students don't have critical thinking, they don't have the judgment they don't have the sense to be able to judge what is true from what is false. They're going to make wrong decisions every single time. They're going to be susceptible to a lot of harm that comes their way unintentionally. Okay, that is why they must know critical thinking. Digital fluency, they must be able to use digital tools. When you say fluency, like when you say someone is fluent in English, that means you are good with English. You can speak well, you can talk well, you have the intonation, you have everything complete, Okay, so but then digital fluency is like they can use tools. Okay, they can use tools not just in the wrong way, but in the right way. They can use digital tools. They know how to do things they're supposed to be able to do. Right now, there was a point in time when the Microsoft Office is a requirement. Like when you're writing your CV, one of the things you put on your CV is that you are vast or you are good with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint. Trust me, nobody expects you to put that in a CV anymore, because It's more like a normal thing for you to do. If you don't have it, they feel like, where are you coming from? That's it. They feel like you are not ready. That's what we're talking about. So there are some digital skills that, regardless of what our student is doing, no matter what they're doing, they must have. Problem solving. You must be able to solve problem. You must be able to sit down. You have a problem. When you see a problem, did you run away from it, or do you sit down and ask the question, how can I solve this? All these things, they take a type of thinking. And okay, I'll come there. Emotional intelligence, they need to know how to manage their emotion, how to relate with other people. If you don't have emotional intelligence, how will you do this? Let me go to the next one. How will you be able to collaborate with people? You're going to meet a lot of people. Some people just come and their own job is just to frustrate your life. How will you be able to take it? How will you be able to regulate your emotion? How will you be able to be aware of how you're feeling and be able to communicate your emotion without throwing tantrums? That's what we call emotional intelligence. Communication. See, if I don't know how to communicate, I'm not going to be here. And that's one of the things for teachers too. We know a lot of things, but we cannot communicate it. If you cannot communicate, nobody's going to pay you for what you want, for what you can do. The only reason why you're a teacher right now is because you know something and you are able to communicate what you know. No matter how good you are, even if you are the best mathematician in the world, if you are not able to communicate the mathematics in what your student can understand, the way your student can understand, it is nothing. Nobody's going to hire you. They will tell you that you are the best mathematician, but you're not just fit to be a teacher. But it's not just teacher. In the workplace, you're going to have to communicate. You're working on ideas. You have to communicate your idea. Imagine if I cannot be able to communicate, will I be here? I won't be here at all. In fact, to get all of you to be here or for you to be watching this video itself is a like a complex level of communication, because I have to create posts, I have to post, I have to make sure that I have to tell you, not just to put the webinar together, but I have to tell you something that you want to hear, something that's going to encourage you or make you have interest in joining this webinar. That's communication. Collaboration, right? Tell you the number of people that have to work together for this webinar to be working today. So you have to work with people. As a teacher too, when you are signing up to teach in your school, probably the only thing you have in mind is that you are a mathematics teacher. You come here to come and teach mathematics, and you please don't be annoyed though. I use mathematics a lot because I teach mathematics. What I'm trying to say is that, but when you get to school, is it only let's ask this question: is it only math that you teach in school? Is it only maths? Then the school is going to come and feel like, oh, they have to have a roster every week. There are some people that are going to be what is it called, on duty every week. There are some people that will come and like be in charge of the assembly every week. There's some people that are going to be in charge of inter-house sports or in charge of each of the houses. That's it. In all of these things, you have to work with other people. So if you're not able to work with other people, then there's no just points in it. All right. And then the last one is adaptability. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things have changed, but guess what? A lot of things will still change. Let me start again in the correct order. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things will still change. So just like most of the things we have to do now, we were not taught within our own time. We have to adapt to it. That's it. In the next 10 or 20 years, say 10 years ago, 10 years too much. 5 years too much. 3 years ago, there's nothing like ChatGPT. There have been artificial intelligence for a long time, but there's nothing like ChatGPT. Okay? In the next 10 years, you don't know the next thing that is going to come. So we need to prepare our students to be adaptable. So that whatever comes, you must be able to work with it and you must be able to adapt to it. So the question I want to ask you, and I want you to put yes or no in the comments, are we equipping our students with these competencies? Put yes or no, please. Are we equipping our students with these competencies? Because if we are not, we are doing them a great disservice, and we are not doing our work complete. Trust me, we are not. Because in fact, these are the major reasons why we are hired as teachers in the first place. Okay? So if you check, you realize that you might be doing it or you might not. But go and check, majority of teachers are not doing this. The way we teach our students, we are not, what's it called, empowering them. We're not equipping them with most of these skills. Why? Because the system is misaligned. System is misaligned. These are the reasons why we teach our students. These are the things where they're supposed to take away from our teaching. But no, what do we focus on? Grades. So in the system, our education is grade. What we use to measure our education is grade, not growth. We take learning to be memorizing, not mastery. We prioritize memorizing. So if someone can be able to tell you, it can give it the way you give it back, garbage in and garbage out, then it's good. We don't prioritize mastery. We just equate learning to memorizing. And then, thank you. Said most of us are passive in preparing our purpose and stuff for all of this. Yes, thank you so much. I love that. Success, root recall. You ask your student, what is dash dash dash, and they're able to tell you. You give them A is equals to B, and in the exam they're able to tell you A equals to B. And that's what we term success, not we skills. We have to change the way we do all of these things. All of these are not just effective. When you equate education to be great, you equate memorizing to be learning, you equate what we call to be success. No, it is very dangerous. Okay, I can say as an English teacher, I equip them with some of these skills. Amazing, I love this. With some of these skills, such as communication, collaboration, problem solving, and most brilliant critical thinking. Thank you. Another one, we're actually instilling those skills in them, be it directly or indirectly. Then actually evolved, and we just need to do better. Thank you, Miss T. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we're doing it already. Okay, so what will happen if we don't change? What will happen? I'm not going to take much of time in this because we've already say a lot of things about it. So what will happen if we don't change? Students graduate unprepared. They graduate with first class, they graduate with second class upper, they graduate as best graduate student. But guess what? It does not really make much of a difference. They have to still depend. They still have to complain that there's no work, there's no job. Am I saying the government does not have their own responsibility to provide jobs? No. What I'm saying is that our students also have the responsibility. Our students are also able to create something for themselves based on the skills they acquired in school. What about teachers? Teachers burn out and become obsolete. Teachers lose their relevance. That's really the big issue because people don't no longer see the what is it called? The essence of going to school if students are only coming out with grade. And the thing is that I have to tell you this, please. I have to tell you this. And if you don't take anything away from this, take this away from it. There is nothing you want to teach your students right now that is not okay. Yes, let me use it. There's no information that you want to give your students right now in class that there is no on Google. That there is no what on Google. That is not on Google. That you cannot give to ChatGPT that it's not going to give you. So that's it. So if I can do all of those things, if my children can actually get of all of those things on Google and on ChatGPT, why should I send them to school? And I'm going to get there. The reason why the thing why we can't take away school, even though all this information are out there, is something experience. Don't forget that experience. Students can get information outside the classroom. They cannot get experience outside the classroom. And what's the experience? The learning experience. I do not mean experience of you have done this before, so you have the experience. I mean the learning experience, the learning process itself. The story that you share with them that they cannot hear from ChatGPT. Yes, the activities that all of you do together, where they acquire all of this case, the question you ask them that ChatGPT can ask them and they will just want to answer. But for you, they have to answer. That is it. That's what we're talking about. Okay, then Africa's falls behind in global innovation. We're already falling behind. And to actually step up, for me, one of the reasons why I do all the things I do is because I believe so much. I firmly believe in the fact that no country can rise above the quality of their education. And for me, I believe the quality of education cannot improve. You don't improve the quality of teachers. That's why we do all of these things. And that's why most of the things we put out, you see this thing, it's empowering teachers to transform education. Okay, because if we don't do this, Africa is going to fall behind. It's falling behind already, but we're still going to fall further behind. So education becomes a system of survival, not transformation. So education is a tool for transformation, and that's what it must remain to be. And for you to do that, we must change. For teacher, what is the pain of staying the same for you as a teacher? Number one, you work harder but earn less. You work harder. People no longer trust schools to give them what they want. The schools that are doing it, the barrier is going to be very high. The schools that are able to do that, they're going to be very expensive. Also, ultimately, they are going to pay more. The competition is going to be higher. Many teachers who don't change, we have to, accept the crumbs, the leftover, teach in those low-cost schools that are going to pay you what is not enough to take care of you. But because that is what your skill can take. And I want to challenge you, ask yourself, those schools that you pay for, that you want to be able to teach in, but they're going to pay you in 6 figures, 400, 500, pay you all the amount they have been hearing. Do you have the skills that gets you qualified to even teach in that particular school? Again, another one is you're seen as replaceable and not respected. I've explained a lot of this. You are stuck in a cycle of overwhelm and stagnation. Just stay in the same place. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You don't see the improvement. You still don't see the improvement. The only thing you have is that your students are passing, but that's not enough. You cannot meet your. That's just it. Let me just leave it there. Then passion without profit will lead to what? Will lead to burnout, not breakthrough. Passion without profit is going to lead to frustration. We have to do something about it. Yes, I love it. Young learners still need to go to school to interact with humans, including teachers, because these AI tech do not have empathy and emotional intelligence at large. They don't have. So for us to acquire these skills too, we must show them how to do it by doing it for them. That's why it's important. So what is going to be the cost for Africa if we don't change the way we teach? The cost of irrelevant education, what's going to be? Our best minds leave because school can inspire them. Our best men are going to leave because what? School can't inspire them. Teachers are going to, you see a lot of, in fact, this is very, very bad. You see a lot of teachers that will say they are leaving the education industry. Brilliant teachers, but they're leaving to go to another industry, to go and do something else. Okay, students will lose, what's it called, lose faith in teaching generally. Okay, our future leaders are disengaged in outdated classrooms. Our future leaders, people who are supposed to be our future inventors, future scientists, future researchers, future doctors, future teacher, future whatever you want to call it, are going to be disengaged and are not learning what is required of them to become those things in an outdated classroom. We build certificates, not capacity. The only thing our student can show out there is what? Certificate. I have the certificate. I graduated with first class. I have this. I have that. I'm the best student in my school, best student in my class. But show the way capacity. Show us what you can do. Yes, you have first class. You have 4 point this. You have 4.5. You have 5.0. What can you do with it? Okay. And the thing is that this is not sustainable. We must flip the script. This is why we must wake up. This is why we must what? Wake up. I want everybody to type something there. Say, wake up, wake up. Wake up. This is time we must wake up, because if we don't change, things are not going to remain the same. So whether we change or not, things will change. But if we don't make things to change, things are going to keep changing for bad. And that's why as educators, we must change. Let's wake up, please. Let's wake up. So this is your wake up questions. Are you just covering syllabus, or are you uncovering potential? Because covering syllabus is no longer enough. You know, I don't know. Teachers, we are so proud, and it's actually a good thing that we know how to manage our time and manage our content, that we finish syllabus. But I want to tell you this, that is not, it's an achievement, but it's not the most important achievement. The most important achievement is that your students learn everything you said you have covered. And not just learn, they have been able to, they've developed some kind of potential based on what you have covered. Because whether you like it or not, or you are good or not, every topic that you see in your curriculum is put there for a reason. It is not put there so that your students can score 100 or can be able to define that particular topic. That's not what is there. When you say students should learn civic education or learn culture in school, they do not put culture in the curriculum so that students will be able to say culture is a way of life. It's not to be able to say it. Anybody can say anything. What they want them to be able to do is to understand and be able to see how culture is a way of life, how different people have different cultures, they eat different things, they speak different language, they dress differently. That is it. So we're not supposed to just cover syllabus, we're supposed to what? Uncover potential. Are we preparing students for life or for exam only? Are we? Are we teaching for survival or for transformation? It is time to reimagine what teaching really means. All right. So I'm just going to take a pause now before we continue. Miss Akinka, are you there, please? Miss Akinka.
Yes, I'm here.
So how are we doing so far? How is this? Are we learning anything? Do we see the reason why the need or the reason why we need to wake up? So I'm just going to I'm going to take a 5 to 10 minutes break now where we talk about, we discuss about this thing that we're talking about, and then you give us your view on it, and then we're going to come back to finish the session. Thank you. So, Miss Akinka, you can go ahead, ma.
Okay, it's discussion time. We want to discuss. So far we have been taught on the need to wake up. So let's discuss. Let me give us a scenario. I'm going to drop the question in the chat box. So, and I will be expecting your comments. So we want to discuss on that. I'll drop the questions now. Just a minute, please. Now the question is in the chat box. So I don't know. We would like to divide us into groups. Coach Abdullateef,
Yes, I can hear you.
can you please help create a breakout rooms? So everyone we have like 10 minutes to discuss in the group, then they will all come back and discuss as a group. Just one person from each group will be asked to talk. Can we have that?
So I'm doing that now. I'm just going to have 4 breakout rooms because of our time. It's going to
Okay.
assign automatically.
Please, can we also the question, please?
Okay, so please let's join the breakout room. You have all been invited. Everyone invited. Please let's join. Join your room. And let's talk about it. Join your own place. Are you there? Okay, what's a breakout room? Wow. Okay, so it's like when you are teaching in a, can you hear me? Yeah. It's like when you're teaching in a class, in a classroom, and then you divide your student into group, and then so we are on Zoom now. This is virtual now. So we are putting everybody into different groups. So in the group now, we are like 7, 6 in the group. So I can see for room 1, Mr. Dayo Oguns, please join your room. Mr. Dayo Oguns, please join. Miss James, please join. Miss T, Mr. James rather. Miss T, please join. Mr. Proper Boss, please join. Okay, I can see room 2. People have joined room 2, room 3, room 4. Okay. So just go to the chat, see the question in the chat, and then you use that to, what is it called? To discuss. So I'm
So
going to
you're
be
coming.
coming. Yes, please go ahead. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I can see some people are
So
just joining us.
that they are coming back in 10 minutes.
Yes, yes. So this is 6:05. By 6:15, we're going to come back. By 6:15, we're going to come back. Okay, so I'm going.
I have just 4 minutes left to come back to the main room. I hope everyone is in their breakout, is in their rooms. Someone said I can't hear anything. I hope she's in the room now, because I can't see her in the chat box, in the participants. Mr. James Natana, Mr. Wodunni Olodamilare. You didn't join your group? You're supposed to be in the room. You have 3 minutes more. You have 2 minutes left. So we should be rounding up by now. So we have 1 minute more. Coach Abdullateef. Coach Abdullateef. I can see everyone is coming back. Coach Abdullateef. It's not here. So those in the breakout room should be coming back by now. So there should be a message asking you to leave the group. Coach, are you here?
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I can see that we are coming back now. Like, I enjoy myself. I enjoy listening to amazing ideas. I was just going into the room one by one, going into the room one by one, going into the room one by one, coming out, seeing what everybody is doing in the room, and I see a lot of amazing discussion that is going on. Yes, I'm just give us a minute for everybody to come back to the room. We have reduced, we are up to like, we're over 30. Yeah, people are coming back. People are coming back, and I hope you all have a representative. We're going to be doing a 1 minute presentation now. So Miss Akinka, please take a while. Go ahead. So
Okay, we are
I
still
can say
expecting.
everybody's coming back. Yeah, I think everybody is back now. Let me check.
Think one person.
Yeah, I think everybody is
Okay,
back now.
group one. Who is the group leader for group one?
We should use the term representative, because yeah, let's
Okay.
use
Uh,
representative.
I am. Yes,
Mr.
Mr. Harrison.
okay,
Yes.
Mr. You can have the floor.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Once again, want to express my deep appreciation for this webinar. We spoke extensively, but what I can take out from what we said is that for us to be able to be relevant in these modern times as teachers, we need to be exposed to seminars, we need to be tech savvy. We need to be tech savvy to be able to inspire the students of today. Because when we look at the emergence of tools like AI, ChatGPT, social media, and the rest, we discover that, and with the introduction of interactive boards, computerized boards, like I was sharing with my members, I told them that in my school, we have those computerized boards. And I observed that, teachers, especially the new ones that come in, they find it difficult to work with those boards. But as time goes on, as a result of in-house training and the rest, they gradually get used to it. It is very important for us to be tech savvy. Anything aside that, I think we will just be operating in the limbo, because the students of today are tech oriented. They are glued, just like the organizer, the convener of this webinar meeting said, that the children of this day, they were born into technology. So we as educators, we need to seize every opportunity to get training, get retrained, and maximize every opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Thank you so much. Please, moving forward, let's also note that it is not just the students of now that we want to talk about. We want to talk about how to be able to teach the students of now, and also to be able to help those that are not tech savvy as well. So we don't just have the students of now amidst us. We have those that are also not tech savvy. So let's be aware of that. So room 2, let's
Hello,
hear
good
from
evening,
you.
everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Olukami Obiale from room 2.
Okay.
Our discussion was similar to what Mr. Harris said, but the disparity a little there is that we should not forget that these children that are not that do not have the opportunity to be exposed to technology should also be carried along, while the student coming from a highly developed technologically school should be encouraged to be part of the school. The teacher is the one that will up his or her game, that will ensure that he or she is trained like we are being trained now. I said it in the group that I don't joke with Mr. Lateef's boot camp or end of session training like this, because it's an opportunity for me to get developed, and I carry as many teachers I know along to learn from him. And I said that the teacher should be ready to, we also discussed that the teacher should be ready to sacrifice some of his or her time to even learn from that child in a style. There is a way you will learn from the child to teach those that are not up to the task. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Olukemi. You're in a style, got me. Learn from the child using style. It's actually good. So room 3, over to you. Room 3. Okay, let's move to room 4 if we don't have anybody from room 3.
Room 3.
Room 4.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Can I
Okay,
go on?
hello, 7-3. Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ms. MM.
Okay. Thank you so much, our able facilitators. So I am Mrs. Philomena from Delta State. Um, I'm still in the same line with the first and second speaker. It's just that here I will suggest or recommend for a student who is tech savvy that just joined the school that I will recommend that the best, to me, the best method to, to handle such a student is the blended method of teaching, whereby we have to like combine both the traditional and the modern method, because when we're teaching our learners, we have different type of learners. So we don't just assume because this student is very, very good with tech and all that, we'll just assume all those students are good with it. So no, we don't have to throw away the traditional method, but rather we have to do a blended method of teaching. And again, like the second speaker said, that for us to be able to, teach such learners that are tech savvy, the teachers too have to like up their game too. They have to be tech savvy at the same time for them to be able to carry along such student. So I would suggest that what we have to do is combine both method. You can give such students tasks, assignments that will require that they go and research using their tools, AI and all that. Then when they come to class, we use the traditional method of, teaching them, discussing these things with them. Are we together? Then again,
We are
hello?
with you. We are
We
with
are
you, ma'am.
here. We are
Again,
with you.
okay. Then also, we also need tools. We need the tools too. The boards, the smart boards, projector, and all that. When we talk, we should also know that it's not all schools or uh, cities or states that have that are teachers that have access to all these things. So that is why it is really good for us to train. Personally, I'm a government teacher. I've been teaching for over a decade now, and you need to see some of our classrooms. There are, we have students, classroom where you have students of up to 100. One I've taught in classroom with students of about 50, 160. So now government don't really, send teachers for such training. Couple of years back, I did a training on a 21st century skills. I'm a certified, micro-certified educator. You understand? So some of us are exposed to these things, but we don't even have, the environment to be able to use this and all that. So one, like the first speaker said, it is very important that we, the teachers, we have to, up our game for us to be able to remain relevant and to be able to bring these children. Personally, I go for this training because I feel the gap between the students who are in this, international school, like all this British international school, and these students that are in government public schools. The gap is huge. So this is where I come in as a teacher to say, okay, let me get trained, let me learn these things and see how I can equip the student, how I can at least bridge the gap, even when the resources and the facilities are not there. So sometimes it will require you as the teacher,
So we have
to go
to, yeah.
extra mile to provide this thing. Sometimes it means you going to rent projector, just to project some of all these things, to carry along the students and even the ones that are not exposed to this thing, to teach them also that these things they can learn using all these gadgets. They can use them as they're learning they can use technology for learning. So we have to go out of our way to get laptops and all that just to bring this. So I think while we are,
So thank you so
trying
much.
to
Like
figure
we have
out,
really
we should
used,
also remember that we should, because so just cut it short, we need the blended method to be able to carry everybody along. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you so much. Like,
Thank you.
thank you. I really see that you're very passionate about this. In fact, we're giving everybody 2 minutes. You're busy up to like even up to 5 minutes now. Like, but then thank you so much. I really
So sorry
love, and
about that.
I'm really glad that we are all learning and taking you learning together here. This is the type of classroom we want. Okay, so the last speaker, please, so that because of our time, we still have a lot of things to talk about. And in fact, we're supposed to have end the session by now, but then we have to do this. So, Mr.
Thank
Kenika,
you.
please.
Thank you, the big classroom experts. From group 4. My name is Ememi Yangumombi. So from in my own group, we discuss not very much far from what other speakers have already said, but then we took the angle of, first of all, conducting a test analysis of the needs of the learners joining the school. Now, we do that by exposing them to what we have around, and at the same time, trying to understand the level of technology or exposure, that is for the learners that have been exposed to the technology that we are talking about, computerized AI and the rest, the level at which they belong. Then the second thing we also discuss, or we will do, if as a teacher, is we would consider those that are not up to the level of technology in that learning space. Now, we encourage an inclusive learning environment. So as a teacher, first of all, you have to make your learners to understand and like their environment before you can be able to engage them. We also, so we talked about creating high level interest materials. So how do we do this? The technology based teaching style that the learner may not have been introduced to, we would go back to hands-on activities, creating a map, creating a template that will guide the child, like a simulation that the child would understand what he or she is supposed to do when exposed to this gadget. Then when that is achieved, we would now engage the child practically with this gadget. Now, the whole essence of the 21st century learning style is to engage and is learner centered. So there are a lot of discussions that we can bring into the classroom that will help them engage them. For instance, we can make pair learning, introducing the classmates to teach each other. You know, sometimes children learn better from their peers. So when we give an activity, we walk around and watch them do it. So by so doing, the learners that were on the low base will be able to move up to understand the use of those gadgets, notwithstanding or completely eradicating the traditional method, because we need to create a balance of this. So we can use props, props to blend the technology so that the learner that may not have, even though they are digital natives, right? We are also clamoring for creating a balance of using technology. And then for the classrooms that, like the third speaker that spoke, she mentioned that sometimes we teachers have this knowledge of engaging learners, but the facilities. So another thing that we talked about was outdoor learning and making practical section interesting. Now, you can Google DIY ways of doing this little technology for government schools, particularly a case study that we know in Nigeria may not have this facility. There's a DIY project screen using your phone and darkening the classroom and enlarging this. So when you do this, it will help you to showcase what you already have and then entice your learners, and at the same time teach them. Teaching learning experience will become very interesting. Above all, as teachers, we are lifelong learners. So we need to grow with the trend. Even if we are digital immigrants, we are not natives, we need to grow with the trend of technology and always wow our learners. For that child that is already exposed to technology, we should look out for, based on our analysis, the kind of apps or technology know-how that the child has not been exposed to. And then the bottom line is to pass down knowledge. When we do all of this and we are able to pass down knowledge and we prepare them for the future jobs that is yet to be created and the future offices or workspace that is yet to be created, we are teaching them not just learning, but life skills along time, soft skills along time, tech skills, and we are creating children and preparing children for the global world that are holistic. Thank you. That was what we talked about.
Wow. 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 I'm not talking yet. Mr. Kenika, please say something.
Honestly, that was lit. Room 3, room 4, you people came well prepared, and that was very, very good. Room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4, all your suggestions and your solutions, they are what should I call it? They're amazing. They're amazing. That's very good. That's a good one. Actually, we have issues with public, especially public schools, that they don't have facilities and the grant for all these technological tools to be used. But it's actually, maybe there is a need to call on the government. Maybe we should actually move it. There should be a protest, or what do they call it? A movement on it, for because we have many teachers like that, that at the end of the day they'll just go to the public schools and they just relent, and whatever you know now and you don't actually work with it, and then you might actually lose that skills at the end of it. That was good. Actually, that was very, very good. Over to
Wow.
you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kenka. Thank you so much, everybody. Like, I just feel like, should we just end the class here? Like, should we just end the class here? And so I'm not really going to talk much about what we have said. I'm not going to say much about that. We have said a lot of things. I entered the room. I saw the quality of conversation going there. And now what's coming to my head now is, and I think, please, Mr. Kenka, let's note this. We might actually do this. We are going to have session like this, and the only thing we're going to do is going to be like educators discourse. We have a particular topic, and then nobody's going to come and teach anything. Everybody will just come around and share their ideas. I enter the rooms and I can see a lot of ideas going on, a lot of people sharing ideas. Now, the question I want to ask you, which I want you to answer, is that how will your class different, or how do you think your students will feel if their classes are like this, where they can discuss among themselves. Everybody can share ideas on same topic, share different ideas together, have a representative to come up and come and represent them and talk, and everybody is cheering on their representative. How do you think? Just use one word to qualify that experience for you. How do you think that experience will be for your learners? If you think it's going to be a good experience, just comment yes. If you are using your phone, use fire emoji. If you think it's not going to be, what is it called? Just use anything to signify that you don't agree with it. Because I'm so excited. Like, we have really talked about a lot of things, a whole lot of things. And I realized that, yeah, we have a, what is it called? Let's use the emojis, react. Give me a clap. If you think it's going to be the clap, yeah, I want to say the clap, please. You have the reaction there. Use the reaction to tell me what what you think. Okay, a lot of reactions are there. Use it to tell me what you think. You feel fulfilled. I love it. Because this is what is it called? This is the type of classroom we want. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in this, for being part of this. We are so out of time, but we still have to finish what we started. So I'm just going to like rush through. I have to be honest with you. There's not many things that is left on my slide that we have not talked about. There is not many things that is on my remaining slide, that we have not talked about. So it shows us that we know these things. We know it. But then what we need more is accountability. We need to be in a community of people who are doing these things, and to be what's it called? To be giving each other the ginger, the encouragement. Mrs. I think it's Mrs. Adegoke, if I get that right. No, Mrs. Adegboye, please don't be discouraged. Yeah, Mrs. Atinuke Adegboye, yeah, please don't be discouraged. Everything started somewhere. Sometimes you don't have to start with everything. The thing is that you're already using quizzes. Can you just please continue? The thing is, let me tell you this. You may not know, and this is for every teacher out there who is trying to make a difference. You may not know, but people are watching, and you might not know. It's just one thing that is going to happen, and everybody is just going to feel like. And then you see, most of the people that we see that make big achievements, and then so most of the people that we see that just win this big award or get recognized, it's a result of the things they have been doing behind the scene that nobody is seeing. So please don't stop. What I'm just going to advise is that as you're doing it, please build your online presence. You are in a public school, you are in a school with no facilities, and you're trying to do all these things. You might even not know. I've seen people that will share that, oh, they need a particular gadget in their class. They have been trying to improvise this way. And then someone will just show them and say, okay, don't worry, how much is the gadget? I'm going to get it for you. You never know. And that's how we started. Okay, so I'm going to say this again. Please don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. I really appreciate what you're doing. I'm really proud of what you're doing. Thank you so much. And I'm very sure that if you don't stop, we're going to invite you. Okay, people are not even me specifically, it can be us too, but you're going to get invited to come and share your story one day, and you'll be so proud that you did not stop. This is not just for Mrs. Adegbo, it's also for everybody here who is trying to make a difference. All right, so I'm just going to rush through the remaining of my slide now because number one, our time is gone, our time is fast spent. But number two also is that most of the things I want to talk about, we have talked. I can see that we are really awake, our eyes now clear, and we are ready to do things. This is holiday period. Anything you want to change, this is the time for you to change it. Any skills, I'm glad a lot of us agree to the fact that we need to keep improving and learning. Anything you want to learn, this is the time to learn and practice and do a lot of things. Okay, so thank you. Let's quickly move ahead. So we have the wake up questions already. Now, a new vision for teaching, from content delivery to competence development. We have mentioned a lot of this. We need to go beyond just delivering content to what? To developing the competence of our students. And I've mentioned the competence already. We need to go from memorization to mastery. It's not just about students being able to memorize something, being able to tell you the way you give them. Is that did they have a mastery of it? Can they be able to do it? If you give them something different from that, can they be able to use the knowledge of what you have taught them to do that particular thing? From overload to leverage. Sometimes it's not just about, sometimes it's not about how much. When you design, there's this quote, this short quote in design. For those that maybe have dealt with designs there, is the idea that less is more. In some cases, my dear teachers, less is more. It is not about how much your teaching is. It's not about how much you teach. Okay, sometimes it's the quality of the teaching. So it's not just about the overload, it's about leveraging what you have and being make sure that you're teaching the most relevant. Okay, and then you also need to go from what salary trap to impact and income. The thing is, I've never seen if you are very good at what you do. See, excellence will always be rewarded. If you're very good at what you do and you're very passionate about what you do, you may not see the reward now, but it's going to come. It will come, and you'll be very, in fact, when it comes, you'll be very surprised. So if you are doing it already, please keep on with it. If you have not started, please start. If you have started but you are feeling discouraged, this is me telling you that everything is going to be good and that you're going to be rewarded for every sacrifice and everything you're doing right now. So please don't stop. Okay, so what I have here, we need to teach smart, not just teach hard. And that's why we talk about all these use of technology. Okay, so let's quickly rush. Okay, now enter the flip classroom model. I'm so excited when I entered the big room. I think for number 3 the other time. Yeah, I entered it, and then I add blended learning, and I have a lot of people talking about blended learning. Exactly. Okay, so blended learning for me, when you hear the flipped classroom expert, the flipped classroom is something I discovered I when I say discover, I did not invent it. I came across it, let me use the word, in 2021. And when I saw the potential, I saw the things it can do, it's something I fell in love with. And since then, the major part of my work has been on flipped classroom. It's something I read on, research on, teach on, train on. Okay, if I've ever been to many states today, if I've been to many states today, what has taken me there is flipped classroom, Delta, Kano, in fact, Osho, Kwara, mention it. That's the flip classroom that take me around. All right, so what is the flip classroom? I'm just going to give us short ideas of it, and then we wrap this up. Then we can be done by 7, and this is 6:45. So students learn core content at home via short video slide. Now, all of us, majority of us have experienced what it means to attend a flipped classroom, because this particular trend that we have right now is a flipped webinar. How is it a flipped webinar? Number one, I have to sit down and plan the webinar, and then I have to give you a pre-webinar video. And then at the beginning of the class, even before I introduce myself, I ask everybody as a way of introduction to be the one to talk. And you can see that even though I think 4 people talk, even though the 4 of them watch different videos, they watched the same video, they did not tell me the same thing. And because they watched the video, they already have an idea of what I'm going to be talking about here. So there's not much I'm going to talk about here that's going to sound strange. It's just going to build on what they have watched from the video. That was the reason why we have to send the webinar video so that we can show you what it means to flip a class. Okay, so if you think sending the webinar video is actually a good thing, or it makes you understand, or makes this class easier for you to partake in, just send me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, and then class time in the flip classroom, class time is used for what? Activities, discussion, and deeper learning. This is what we just finished doing. Okay, because we don't really need to talk about a lot of things anymore. We spend more time doing what? Activities, discussion, what, and what? Deeper learning. There are a lot of things right now that we am the one left to me, I would have mentioned, but because we are dealing with each other, we are the one doing the teaching ourselves. All of us are the teachers here. See what we are able to do. A lot of things that everybody has mentioned that I may not even know, I may not even be able to mention, that we have been able to teach each other. Teachers become a coach, not just a talking head. Just see what happened. So just see, this is a flip classroom, so you can best understand what a flip classroom is just by seeing how we have had this class today. Okay, in the classroom, teachers are, sorry, because we are here, no, we are students, are active students. There's less stress for you if you know what it means. It's a very big task to be talking, and then for me to sit back and I was just smiling and learning myself when everybody is talking is a big blessing for me. Okay, that's less stress for you. You don't necessarily have to do all of the talking. I was just going into the rooms one by one. They don't, I'm not even sure they know I'm there. I'll just go there, I will leave, I'll go back, I'll go to another room, I will leave. I'm just picking. I'm just saying. That's what teachers do in a flip classroom. And then there are better learning outcomes. Okay, if I'm going to give you an exam on what we talk about today, do you think anybody is going to fail? Do you think anybody is going to fail this exam? No. What I'm saying, so the idea of the flip classroom is that we don't say that learning or grade are not important, but we say don't focus on the grade. When you focus on what is important, which is the learning aspect, the grade will come naturally. Okay, let's watch. So why flip learning works in Africa? Number one, there are free tools for you can use. You can use PowerPoint. This thing that we're doing right now, I use PowerPoint to design it. I design a PowerPoint slide. I record the video. I send it to everybody to watch before we come to this particular class. I send it. Where do I send the video on? I upload the video on YouTube and I send it through WhatsApp. Is that not how we do it? Is it not? I use PowerPoint to create a slide. I record the video myself. I put the video on YouTube. I send a link to you on WhatsApp. What is stopping you? You can also do that. It does not require expensive device or software. Yes, there are things, they are high level that you can take it to. You can start using smart board, interactive board, and all of those things. But even the phone that you're currently using to watch me right now is enough for you to do everything you need to start doing. Okay, it increases student participation and it reduces in-class lecture fatigue. Just imagine that this is 6:49. Imagine that it's 5 o'clock that we started here. I've been the only one talking and everybody just keep mute. Are you still going to be as engaged as you are right now? Definitely not. Absolutely not. But because you have been able to participate, everybody has talked, you have learned from everybody. In fact, there are some of you now that you already know to yourself, oh, I need to connect with this teacher. I need to connect with this teacher. That is it. There's no networking. Okay, and then it empowers teachers to create reusable content. The video that I sent to everybody now, I can still send it to a lot of other people. I can still send it again. If I want to have this webinar tomorrow now, I don't need to create that video again. I can send it again to other people. That is the idea. All right, so what are the challenges that stop most teachers? Number one, you say, I don't have time. You have to find the time. I'm not tech savvy. That's in your mind. That is your mind. If you can be here, you are tech savvy enough to use Zoom. So what else do you want? What else do you need? Okay, my students don't have data. The thing is, if you can convince them enough, okay, if you can convince them, I know they are devices barrier, there's accessibility barrier, so they don't have this thing. But trust me, there's a way around it. Sometimes, even when you implement the flip classroom, does not always have to be with technology, does not always have to be with what's it called, internet. Then it sounds complicated. We are here to demystify everything for you. That's why I'm the flip classroom expert. That's why I'm here. If you have any problem, you want to implement the flip classroom in your school, or you want to start doing it in your class, reach out to me. I don't have any other work. So, but all of this can be overcome with the right structure and support. And that's what we're here to give you, the right structure and the right support. Okay, it works best for secondary students and university students, but it can also work for primary school students. Okay, for primary school students, because when you're dealing with the flipped classroom, you don't just do it alone with the students, you also work with their parents. That's the idea itself. It's combined both home and school together. All right, let's rush fast. So the flipped classroom prepares students for the future. First, they learn to learn independently. When you give them videos to watch at home, you give them things to watch at home, they learn to learn independently. In this world, no teacher can teach a student everything he or she needs to learn or everything he or she needs to know. One of the learning, one of the skills that everybody must have is the ability to learn on your own. It's self-learning. Okay, that's what Flip Classroom starts giving them. Because a lot of things are going to come across in the future, even at the time they are in school, the things are not existing yet. So they must be able to sit themselves together and actually learn on their own. Second, they learn the master skills like critical thinking and collaboration. They have to think. A lot of us, when we are coming on this webinar, we only come as if we just want to come and listen. But now we are asked a question. Everybody have to sit down, think, engage with each other. I have to talk. I was in the room and I've seen people giving a lot of ideas, and then at the later part, everybody have to agree that oh, somebody should come and represent us. That's what we're talking about. They build confidence in expressing their ideas. You know that some of us that aside from our school, aside from our classroom, we don't speak anywhere else. But now you are here on the web. Do you know that this thing is being recorded? You are here and then you're talking, you're giving your ideas, and everybody is listening. And then some of you, this experience alone is going to show you that wow, so I'm actually a very good speaker. Okay, so maybe I can even go into publicity, maybe I can even go and start training other teachers. That's what we're talking about. So they also start building confidence in expressing their ideas. They use class time for practice, not just what passive learning. Okay, so in the flipped classroom, we move from content consumption to competence creation. So it's not just about consuming content, it's about curating competence. Okay, so future ready students, this is where you start building what future ready students, they have more control over how they learn. Okay, they have more control over how they learn. They decide the time they learn. They can learn. Imagine now when you watch the pre-webinar video. If you watch the pre-webinar video, if I say right now, if I say something too fast right now, the best you can do is to raise up your hand and tell me why I did not get what you say. When you're watching the pre-webinar video, if I say something too fast, you can take it back, watch it over and over again. That's it. You have control. You have autonomy. They also have more time to ask questions and clarify what confusion. They also have more freedom to explore interest and apply the knowledge. These are all these things that we do or you can do in a flipped classroom, or your student can benefit from in a flipped classroom. This is not just a method, my teachers. It is a mindset, it's a philosophy, and also it's a movement. Okay, so what does it look like in action? What does it look like in action? Number one, you plan your topic using AI. You can use ChatGPT. You want to plan a topic, let's say mathematics. You want to teach a particular topic in mathematics. Go to ChatGPT, ask it to plan the lesson, and then just put this 10, say, in a flipped classroom setting. It's going to plan it for you. It's going to tell you what to give your student as pre-class. It's going to tell you what to do in class, and it's going to tell you what to do outside the class. Okay, so when they tell you what to do as per class, it's going to tell you, oh, okay, you want to teach, let's say, trigonometry. Oh, this is the video. This is what you should create the video on. Then what do? You create a short slide or a video of 5 to 7 minutes. When you create the video, you share it via WhatsApp. You can upload it on Google Drive. If you're dealing with video, upload it on Google Drive. Send it through your WhatsApp groups. Many of our schools have WhatsApp group now. You can upload it on YouTube. As you upload on YouTube now, along the way, you're also developing your what? You're also building your channel. That's it. And then you share it with your students. Then what do? You use class time, just like the way we did now. You use class time for discussion, projects, and what? Assessments. And then you can track progress with quizzes, Google Forms, and any other online assessment tools. That's all you do. That's how the flipped classroom work. Okay, that's just the framework. All right. But then you don't have to do it alone. So let me ask, before you even go to the next slide, based on what we have done right now, and based on everything we have discussed and all the discussion we have had so far, is the flipped classroom something you are willing to learn how to implement? Is this something you're willing to try out in your school? Or is it even something that you would like to learn? Let's use the chat. Just put yes. Is this something you would like to learn how you can effectively implement it? I've given you the framework now. And you might decide that you want to learn how to do it. Okay? And that is why I'm here. I want to help you. But first, before I even show you how I'm going to help you, let's know, is this something you want to do? Is this something you are willing to try in your class? Is this something you think is going to make a difference? I can see yes, I can see yes, I can see yes, I will try it in my class. All right. I need more response. This is just like 4 responses that I've gotten now. Then this is 5. Let me see. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, good. So I'm glad. Of course, I'm much eager. Amazing. Okay. So if you have that, then I can tell you, you don't have to do it alone. Because this is why I'm here. Flip Classroom Mr. Abdullateef Adedeji. I want to like support you on the journey if this is something you want to explore. And as we have remind ourselves and emphasize on the fact that we must continue learning. The one thing I love about the Flip Classroom is that it's not just about using technology. If you want to use Flip Classroom, it's like you reimagine, it's like you. Oh, what's it called? Flipping. Yeah, the word is flipping. It's like this is this book, right? This is the book here. So you have to flip it upside down. You have to turn it upside down in its entirety. That's what the flip classroom means. You have to change everything you believe about the way you teach, how you teach, and even what you teach. All right. So if you're ready and you want to implement this, then you don't have to do it alone. And that's why we have put together a course, Flip Classroom Blueprint. The Flip Classroom Blueprint, as I said, blueprint is going to show you the step-by-step way of implementing the Flip Classroom and give you all the skills that you're going to need. So it's a self-paced course built for African teachers who want to teach smarter, embrace technology without overwhelm, and create digital content and then start earning more from their skills. I can see someone is asking, how do you create the video after creating a lesson plan? Don't worry, if you join the Flip Classroom Blueprint, you're going to learn how to create videos. That is what we are going to, that's part of what we're going to be teaching you about. So let's see, what are the modules about? What are the modules in the Flip Classroom? So in the course, there are 6 modules. The first module is where you're going to, this is more like an introduction now, what I just did now. You're going to get up to like 3 hours. There are 3 videos, okay? But cumulatively over, if not up to 3 or 4 hours like that, we are going to learn what the flip classroom is all about, okay? And in the module 2, you're going to see how you're going to plan a flip lesson using AI tool. You're going to now be able to, in module 3, you'll learn how to create presentation slide, okay? Yes, some parents, yes, the challenge will always be there, but we must start with what we have, where we are. Module 4 is where you're going to learn how to create engaging video lessons. So you'll be wondering, oh, I want to implement a flip classroom, but I don't know how to create videos, I don't know how to do all these things. This part of what you're going to be learning in the flip classroom blueprint. And then you're going to learn how to share and organize your content for learners. You want to use WhatsApp, you want to use YouTube, you want to use Google Drive. Someone mentioned Google Classroom at that time. That's a very important thing, a very important tool when it comes to like using blended learning or implementing a flip classroom. I'm going to be getting, in fact, the video is over 1 hour where I broke it down. I explained a whole lot, give a lot of scenarios on how to use Google Classroom. And then lastly, making assessment form with technology. That's the module 6. So all of this module 1 to module 6, so we're going to be learning the flip classroom blueprints. So as you probably know already, it is not free. You're getting this webinar for free, but you see this one is not free. You have to make an investment. And the least investment you're going to make for this particular course is your money. That's the least investment. You will need to invest 3 other things. You need to invest your time, you need to invest time, you need to invest your energy, and you need to invest your attention. Because if you don't invest all of these 3 things, even with your money, it will not make any difference. All right. Who are you interested in getting the course? Do you like to get the course? Is it or is it something you would like to be part of? I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Let's see. I can see yes, yes. I can see yes, 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 yes. Let's keep it coming. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Because we must now. I'm glad now, and we are awake and we're ready to go and make something, do something different. Then we need tools, we need skills, we need to like said, if you know better, you're going to do better. That is why we are here. Okay, so let's go there. So this is the course details. We already know it's a flip classroom blueprint. It's self-paced, it's pre-recorded. Once you register, you're going to get access to the course immediately. But then the value of everything you're going to be getting in the course is over 30,000 naira. Over 30,000. If we ask you to pay 30,000 naira for this particular course, but we know we are making this easier for all educators who are ready to implement, or ready to make a difference in their teaching. And that's why we have bring it down. We have slashed it into half. It is just 15,000 naira. Now, when you join the course, you're not just getting access to a course. You're going to be added to a support group. Thank God you know Mr. Kenyakan. Mr. Kenyakan is one of the person you're going to be working with. If you have any question, you have any challenge, you are trying to do something and it's not working, we are going to be there for you for the space of this holiday period. We want to do something different in the coming month, in the coming term or session. This holiday period is a time that you have to, what's it called, prepare, learn the skills, practice, and get all the support you need. And then not just the support, you're also going to get certificate. Though I have to tell you this before you even pay. We don't give our certificate for free. And you cannot pay for our certificate. We don't give it for free and you cannot pay for it. The only way to pay for your certificate is to show mastery. So no money. As much as I understand that the value of this is over 30,000 and it has been discounted already at just 15,000. Okay, at just 15,000. So this is where we are going to be like bringing off. If you're ready, so if you're ready and you want to like pay for this, how do you pay? It's very simple. So these are the things you're going to learn when you're able to get a flip classroom. You record your first flip lesson, you deliver more with less stress, you transform your student and your career. And then you don't even need to start big. Just start small, start now, and start with all the support that you need. To register, you just need to go to this particular link, gacademy.seller.com/FCB. All right. But then what if you want to make payments? You can make the payments here. If you don't want to go to the link, you can pay to our MoneyPoint accounts. That is showing on the screen there. You can screenshot it and make a payment to it. All right. Please, this sweet opportunity, what's it called for some people here? If you're watching the replay, I'm sorry, it's not for you. You don't even hear about it at all. But for those of us that are here, make sure that you stay here. You don't know, you might be able to save some thousands of naira just because you stay to the end. All right, so that is it. So if you're ready to join the course, right now, can I see your yes? Can I see your yes? If I see anybody that puts yes, I'm going to give you what's it called? A sweet offer. Yes, I'm going to give you a sweet offer, but that's if I see your yes here. Okay. Okay, so when you say, are you sure you're going to master the methodology within the short period? So the short period is not actually that short, because the short period we're talking about now is the whole of the holiday. There are a lot of things you're going to learn. When we talk about flip classroom, it's bigger than just is bigger than just saying it with mouth. You're going to learn a lot of skills. And then most of these skills, and maybe I should just add, this is a training I do. And then when I do the training, I always do it for 2 weeks, 14 days, basically. But now you have a whole, even more than 4 weeks or even up to 5 weeks to actually practice with all of these things. So trust me, the time is going to be enough. So I can see yes. So I'm going to pause the recording. Sorry. All right, so thank you so much. I hope that you have been able to like learn some things and you have been not just motivated, but also been inspired to like change the way you teach. Imagine you're teaching. And I'm so again excited to also encourage you to please, if you know you want to teach differently and you want to start doing something different, Flip Classroom is one of the best way to start. When we talk about Flip Classroom, it might just be just one thing. You feel like, oh, I'm not interested in implementing flip classroom. But the thing is, if you want to implement a flip classroom, you're going to have to do a lot of other things. You have to learn a whole lot of other things. That by the time you start doing these things, you will not even recognize the type of teacher you are anymore, because you have transformed, you have changed. Your philosophy of teaching must change. Your mindset will be reprogrammed. There are a lot of skills you have to acquire to be able to do it. So by the time you are done, even if you decide not to later use the flip classroom in your class, there are a lot of skills you have acquired, transferable skills that you can use, what's it called, anywhere. All right. So please, this is, if you know this is for you, I have to be honest with you. I know that this is not going to be for everybody, but if you know this is for you and you can afford it, please don't let it pass by you. Go to the what's it called? Go to the link there, geacademy.seller.com/FCB, and make the payment. You're going to get access to the course immediately. There's no delay. Okay. And you can also want to make the payments to this account number, MoneyPoint, and Goodman Educator Academy. All right. So thank you so much. That's going to be it for today. If you have any question, we can quickly take 1 or 2 questions before we call it a night. It's over 2 hours already, and I'm still glad that we're still here. All right. And also, I will also love us. I'm glad that we have been able to learn a lot here. but I also like to get our feedback. How is this session for you? So please, I'm going to be sending a link here. It's also going to be sent to us. We're going to get recording. So this session is being recorded. So this is after 7 already. So before 9 o'clock, we're going to get access to the recording of this video. It's going to be sent to you, your WhatsApp. Just make sure you register. If you don't register, please go and find a link to register so that you can get access to the recording. Okay, so you can go back, watch it again, and also learn a lot of other things that you might have missed. Okay, also, and then I would also like you to please fill the what's it called? Fill the feedback form. We'll be glad that you fill the feedback form. Okay, I think Miss Aisha just joined us. Sorry, you're going to get access to the recording. Okay, pre-program training via Telegram. Okay, so please, okay, I think you're the one that got my number. I think, let me check. Yeah, so you can send me a message and then we discuss how to go about that. I'm glad that you're proud to be a teacher. So please, you can send me a message and then we talk about that. So do we have any question? Any question before we wrap it up? Please and please, let's fill the feedback form. We'll really be glad to have your feedback, okay? And don't forget to join the Flip Classroom Blueprint course. That's going to be that might be the answer to the prayer that we've been praying for so long. All right? So do you have any question before we call it a night? So please, again, if you are not registered for this, please make sure to register. Let me see if I can type this thing here so that you can get access to the replay. It's very, very important that you do so. Okay, it's very, very important. Recall. Yes, there's a replay. That's what I'm saying. If you register for this, you are going to get a replay. The replay is going to be sent before 9 o'clock p.m. Okay, if you are not registered, maybe someone just send you the Zoom link. Click on that link and register now. You can register now. And if you want to, sorry, okay, no problem. So just click on, make sure that you are registered. Once you are registered, you get access to the replay. Okay, and then lastly, if you want to join the Flip Classroom bootcamp course, here is also the link. You can go there and make your payment right now. We'll be so glad to have you. So once you make the payment, please, this is where if you make the payment to accounts, you're sending the proof of payment to this particular number. Yes, to this number here. Make sure that you send that so that once it's confirmed, it can be added. Okay. But if you make a payment through seller, then you're going to get automatic, what's it called? Automatic access to the course. Thank you, everybody. I take that we don't have any question. We don't have questions, I believe. Yes, you can have access to the course anytime you're ready. You can have access to the course anytime you're ready. It's on seller, so it's there. And it's going to have at least 3 months access to the course. At least 3 months. It can be more than that, but at least 3 months. And then one other thing is that the course is going to be upgraded every now and then. Once you are there, you are there. You don't need to pay for the upgrade. Don't worry. We don't want to do that for you. All right, thank you so much. I'm glad that we have been here. Please and please, let's make sure that we fill the feedback form. I really appreciate. We'd like to get your feedback. We'd like to get your feedback. Thank you so much. Also, the replay is going to be available before 9 o'clock. It's going to be sent to you. And also the link to also get access to the replay. If you know anybody that needs to get access to this recording and they are not, you can still send them the link. They will get access to the recording by 9 o'clock. Thank you and have a fantastic day ahead. Sakinka, please, I need you to round this up. I don't know if you have any last word to tell my people. I'm really glad. I really enjoyed. This is one of the best sessions I've ever had. Thank you so much for making this. This is what happened as a teacher when you give your students that space to
Thank you.
an
Thank you.
experience. You feel
Thank
good
you,
and they
Coach
also
Abdullateef.
feel good. Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you, everybody. Thank you very much for being part of this wake-up call. I hope we all are awake now. We are no more sleeping. Thank you so much for joining. It has been a fantastic evening. Thank you. I will be looking forward to seeing you on join our Flip Classroom training. Thank you, and thank you once again. Good night. Have a fantastic evening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night ahead. Thank you so much. So let me stop the